Iran versus USA, the war that could change the world. What would happen if two of the most powerful militaries on Earth went to war? How far would it spread? How many nations would be pulled in? And who would actually win? Tonight, we follow the rising tension between Iran and the United States, a rivalry built on history, revenge, power, and fear. But before we answer who wins, we must understand how it started. When friends became enemies. In 1979, everything changed. The Islamic Revolution transformed Iran into the Iran we know today. The U.S. embassy was seized, diplomats were taken hostage. Trust was shattered. The United States imposed sanctions. Iran responded with defiance. For decades, tension simmered like fire beneath ash. Proxy conflicts, economic pressure, cyber warfare, military threats. But here's the question. Was this rivalry inevitable? Military power comparison. Before imagining war, let's examine the strength of both sides. United States military power. World's largest defense budget. Advanced stealth aircraft, F-35, B-2 bombers. 11 aircraft carriers. Global military bases. Massive nuclear arsenal. The U.S. projects power across oceans. Iran military power. Large standing army. Powerful ballistic missile program. Drone technology. Strategic geography, Strait of Hormuz. Regional allied groups. Iran does not rely on global dominance. It relies on asymmetric warfare. Here's the twist. A war would not look like traditional invasion. It would be missiles, cyber attacks, naval blockades, drones. And maybe something much worse. How a war could start. Imagine this. A naval clash in the Persian Gulf. A drone strike miscalculation. A missile hits a U.S. base. Retaliation follows. The United States launches airstrikes. Iran fires ballistic missiles at regional bases. Oil routes close. Markets crash. Global panic spreads. Israel may be pulled in. Gulf states choose sides. Russia and China watch carefully. Suddenly, it's no longer two nations. It's a regional wildfire. But here, what many people miss. Iran would likely avoid full-scale conventional war. Instead, it would stretch the battlefield across the region. Which brings us back to the question. Who actually gains the advantage? The human cost. Wars are not statistics. They are families. Cities. Children. Missiles do not choose politics. In Tehran. In Baghdad. In the Gulf. Even American service members abroad. The economic impact would hit the entire world. Fuel prices surge. Food supply chains weaken. Markets tumble. Even nations far from the Middle East would feel it. Now ask yourself, is victory worth global instability? The nuclear question. Would this conflict go nuclear? The United States has nuclear weapons. Iran officially does not, but its nuclear ambitions have long been debated. If nuclear escalation occurred, the consequences would be catastrophic. But here, the key insight. Both sides understand this. Which is why, despite decades of hostility, direct war has been avoided. Fear is sometimes the strongest deterrent. Nuclear war unlikely, but devastating if triggered. Who would win? Now we close the first question. Militarily, the United States has overwhelming technological and economic superiority. But strategically, Iran's geography, missile systems, and regional alliances make invasion extremely costly. So who wins? In pure military terms, likely the United States. But in regional destabilization and long-term chaos, no one. Because modern war between these two powers would not produce a clean victory. It would produce consequences. And that is why, despite the tension, full war has never happened. The real winner might be diplomacy,